Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Verdict. Today we are going to look at Marvel's hit that has taken the world by storm, Black Panther. We will be right back after this.
Welcome to The Verdict. I'm Tiara.
And I'm Juan Romero.
And I'm Terrance Valentine.
Black Panther is a 2018 American superhero film based on the Marvel Comics character of the same name. Produced by Marvel Studios and distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures, it is the 18th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The film is directed by Ryan Coogler, who co-wrote the screenplay with Joe Robert Cole, and stars Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa / Black Panther, alongside Michael B. Jordan, Lupita Nyong'o, Danai Gurira, Martin Freeman, Daniel Kaluuya, Letitia Wright, Winston Duke, Angela Bassett, Forrest Whitaker, and Andy Serkis. Here is the trailer for Black Panther.
I have seen gods fly. I've seen men build weapons that I couldn't even imagine. I've seen aliens drop from the sky.
Yeah.
But I have never seen anything like this. How much more are you hiding?
Hold up. Let's go.
We are home. My son, it is your time.
Show me my respect and bow down.
You get to decide what kind of king you are going to be. Don't freeze.
I never freeze.
The revolution will not be televised. Show me my respect and bow down. We own ya. We own ya. We only getting started now. Cause we own ya. Just gotta think they know me now. Cause we own ya. You and I'm my homie. Cause we own ya.
I waited my entire life for this. The world's gonna start over. I'ma burn it all. What happens now determines what happens to the rest of the world.
You will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. Wakanda forever! The revolution will not be televised.
Let's have some fun.
The revolution will be live.
Tell me something. What do you know about Wakanda?
It's a third world country. Textiles, shepherds, cool outfits.
All front. Explorers have searched for it. Called it El Dorado. They looked for it in South America. But it was in Africa the whole time. I'm the only one who's seen it. And made it out alive.
The world is changing. Soon, there will only be the conquered and the conquerors.
Step into the spotlight.
You are a good man
Step into the spotlight.
with a good heart. And it's hard for a good man to be a king.
Honestly, you guys, This movie lived up to its hype for me. Perfect casting, perfect costume, perfect special effects, all of that. But what did you guys think of it?
So as a Marvel, nerd, like into the comics, there's always hype with these movies when they come out, and this one topped them all. And I'm speaking from, Spider-Man came out, everyone's been hyped for that, but this one topped them all. And I think the other movies seem to be more kid-oriented and family-oriented, but this one had like more of an adult tone to it, especially with the themes they talked about. Like, it was a strong film, and it topped everything. I wanted to go see it again. It was really accurate with the comics, with the costumes, with the characters, like Claw, Andy Serkis' character. I mean, they couldn't have done a better job. I'm so mad they killed him off. He's such a really good villain. But yeah, with the comics, it matched perfect. I'm excited for Infinity War. It's just exciting. I don't know what y'all thought about it.
I mean, I agree with you. I'm not really into the comics that much, or the movies either, but I think the last movie I watched was Deadpool, and that was good. And I feel like Black Panther topped that, so yeah, this was great. Just like she said, everything with the sound effects, the music, just the action, it was just action filled, so it was definitely great.
Yeah, it really lived up to his expectation. And I haven't read the comics, but with this, I looked into the history of the comics, and I was honestly like impressed. Like, they made sure, like, someone even asked me if Killmonger was just like a random villain, but really in the comics he fights Killmonger a lot.
And they did change his origin story, right, a little bit, just to match the movie.
Yeah,
I think because Ryan Coogler's from Oakland, so that kind of worked out.
Yeah,
but it was definitely, and then little Easter eggs, like when they called, well, I will leave that for later. Right.
Oh, you already spoiled one part.
Nah, we'll wait till like stick around for the spoilers.
You remember you did spoil something though.
I'm sorry.
With me, I'm glad that I watched it after everybody else went and watched it, because everybody, they were on their social media, Facebook, Twitter, and they was talking about it. And sometimes you can get caught into all the hype, and you go and you just agree that it's good because everybody else. But once I went after everybody else, and I was like, yeah, it definitely lived up to his expectations. So yeah, I'm already thinking best movie of the year.
Best movie of the year? Maybe. Maybe.
As of today, it already beat Wonder Woman and Toy Story 3 in the box office.
Oh, man, I've never seen. I felt like I was at the family reunion. I'm telling you, I see grandmas, kids, aunts, uncles, the whole family's out. Like, it was pretty cool to see. Like, I've never seen, especially for this movie's, focus on young people, and you see older audiences. Like, that's a really good thing to do.
For the people who haven't seen it, I wouldn't advise you to see it in 3D, honestly. I went to go see it in 3D, but I think nowadays, like, you have to, maybe IMAX is different, because I know they are two different things. I don't know what's the difference. But in 3D, it just wasn't that special at all. Like, nothing was actually coming out at you. I felt like I was just watching the movie regularly, but with glasses on, so.
It was some parts in the movie, because I've seen it in 3D also. So, like, when I'm watching a movie, I'll lift my glasses a little to see, like, what's the difference. And the only difference was really, like, the person who's in focus, you can see him without your glasses, but the people that's behind him, or whoever's behind the character that's not in focus, or something, yeah, they pretty much go away. So that's the only 3D effect that you got from it.
I wish I had not spent that extra amount of money.
Could have bought some popcorn or something. Did you get popcorn?
Popcorn? Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, we go to the movies.
And I had to argue with my mom, because I was like, Mom, there's a part after the credits, and she was like,
there's two.
Yeah, well, no, that's the thing. See, after the first one, okay, we stayed for the first one, and then she was like, oh, okay, yeah. And then we saw it, and then she's like, okay, let's go. I was like, wait, there's more after credits. Yeah. And we had to actually, she didn't want to actually sit down, because we had already walked out to the hallway, but we were just standing there until the end. But we all, you guys liked the album, didn't you?
Definitely, most definitely.
So what did you think with them incorporating the album into the movie?
Could have been a lot more. It should have been a lot more. It was maybe 3 or 4 scenes that had the soundtrack in it. So, and with the movie being long, it should have been a lot more.
You don't think the movie was long? What'd you say? You said
no, I think the movie was long.
Oh, okay.
I think the movie was long. But it was a good long though. It wasn't you got bored.
With the album, I would say, yeah, I would have loved to see a lot of the songs from that Black Panther album on there, but I think what that album was meant to do was market.
Right.
Because who's gonna listen to Kendrick? Minority community, and that's who they're marketing, the first black superhero. So I think that was really smart on Kendrick's part to help promote that movie, because I'm pretty sure we're not the only ones that heard that album. We're like, I gotta see this movie.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think it was a really good marketing strategy.
Yeah.
So
It was a good album.
great album.
Perfect.
Grammy album of the year next year.
Oh yeah. But
I have a question for y'all.
what?
So, speaking as a Puerto Rican, Caribbean, and we have a lot of influence from African culture, I felt proud watching that movie when I heard the Congos in there. I'm like, yo, that's my culture uses that, the African influence. So, watching this movie as a black man, as a black woman in this country, and you see like a black superhero, and for kids, like how does that affect y'all, or like how do you guys feel about it?
This movie
Obviously, you feel
definitely-
proud.
It was definitely for the culture, because like you said, it was a lot of stuff in there. But I think like young kids, it'll be great because they see somebody like them that can be a superhero or that's on the mainstream. So that's definitely encouraging. So I liked it.
I mean, I know everybody has their different opinions, but when I saw this argument brought up on Twitter, even though everyone is very happy about it, I haven't seen anybody that's like, wow, this movie is awful. There were some people that were like, what do you mean the first black hero? We had Static Shock, we had Blade. Yeah, like just naming off the list. But I think for this generation of children, this is for them. Like this is so that they can know, oh wow, that's how cool it would be to be. Kids look up to heroes, even though it's unrealistic, but they want to be that hero when they grow up and be killing killmongers out there. No, but I think it's less for us, even though it's like you said, it's very mature, but it's more for kids today. Like how Ryan Coogler, maybe when he was a kid, he didn't really, even though he's so young.
He's only like 31, I believe.
He is so young and so accomplished to have 3 huge films. Yeah. Fruitvale Station, Creed, and now this, Black Panther. He's my idol. He's my new film director idol. And next up is the girl who's doing A Wrinkle in Time of Ava. Black directors are like shining in 2018, and I'm living for it. I am here for it. I can't wait to see A Wrinkle in Time. But that's besides the point. Representation, I love it. I think this was definitely necessary. And actually, Andy Serkis, he said that this was the perfect time for this film to come out.
Oh, with everything going on, for sure.
The timing was perfect.
That's what, like you said, Blade, but I wouldn't even count because Blade was a dude killing vampires.
That's what I said. I never thought of him
T'Challa was a king.
I never thought of him
country.
as a superhero.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know, but he was fighting bad people, so
Black Panther was a king of a whole country, and he was.
I just don't think he was on the
better
same
role
level
model,
as
I think.
Oh no, he's
Black
definitely
Panther.
not on the same level. But they're like, oh, we looked up to Blade, but I was also like 6 or something when that came out.
And that's another thing too. It might have been people that's older that might not have known all of their culture and everything that goes on, and they watch Black Panther like, wow, this is what they do over there. So that's nice too, that people can get some reassurance.
Yeah. I was very much impressed, even though I had no doubts. I don't know about y'all. I like when we talked about this for the most anticipated films.
Yeah.
I was like, it's gonna be great. I don't have to even wonder.
There were some doubts.
There were some doubts.
But I'm speaking more of like a Marvel fan, because they tend to sometimes drop the ball, or it's okay, that wasn't that funny, or you guys are forcing jokes.
Yeah.
But like I said earlier, like they topped it. It was nothing was forced. It all seemed so natural.
Everything, it was smooth. It was natural.
Like, I mean, have you guys seen the other Marvel movies? Like you see, like the vibe was just so different. Just the style was different. I don't know. It was definitely number 1.
Out of the Marvel list,
yes,
number 1.
Until Infinity War comes out, we'll see. But right now, Black Panther is the best Marvel movie of the Marvel universe. The best one.
Wow, I've actually heard the opposite argument, but I agree. Even though I've never seen all of them. Who? You want me to point them out. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Oh, I'm sorry. When we come back, we will have our spoiler section. First, here's a look at the Warriors of Wakanda trailer.
Black Panther is a world leader. That's a responsibility that other superheroes don't commonly have, that he has to look out for an entire nation.
Soon, there will only be the conquered and the conquerors.
The Dora Milaje are women who pledged their lives to the throne and to the security of the kingdom. Wakanda forever! My character, Okoye, is the general of the armed forces as a whole.
Okoye represents the old guard and tradition, while my character, Nakia, challenges tradition.
You get to decide what kind of king you are going to be.
Nakia was born to be a warrior. She was born with a warrior spirit.
I got into a disagreement. Made a bit of a mess.
Training was very, very interesting. The Dora have a way of fighting that was supposed to be inspired by moving as one. The Dora work together to take down somebody, like the fight we have with Killmonger.
Step into the spotlight.
Actions there, it's not your typical film. It's raw, it's real.
Don't freeze.
I never freeze.
Welcome back. We are now at the spoiler section of our show. We'll be talking about this film, No Holds Bar. So here we go. What are those? Yeah. That was the perfect.
Letitia Wright was one of my favorite characters. She lit up the screen every time she was on screen. I was like, every time she came on screen, I was like, okay, she's about to say something funny. But then the what are those? Actually, somebody was, of course, I always go to Twitter, but people were like, okay, they try to make it a little more, current, even though for us now in our meme history, it's kind of old now.
Yeah.
It's like 2 or 3 years ago, but still funny. Everybody, I feel like at this point now, adults, like not adults, we're adults, but older adults even know what that phrase came from. But
I don't think
that
it was overplayed.
cute.
The joke was perfect. That meme has fallen off.
No,
so it's
yeah.
like you didn't expect that.
Especially when you seen the shoes that he had on. Like, that was hilarious.
Right.
Some old man sneakers, I don't know. And then the Back to the Future reference with the sneakers, what'd she say? I called them sneakers.
Yeah.
That was good. Shoot, what others?
My spoilers would be just Michael B. Jordan himself. I knew he was gonna be in the film as well as director. He did Fruitvale Station and Creed. So I'm thinking he was gonna be the good guy. And then, throughout the movie,
you didn't see no trailers.
He's the bad guy.
Right.
So I'm like, what is this?
Is he the bad guy though?
I mean, he's like in between.
I just saw, wait, go ahead.
I was just gonna say he was basically just, I guess, looking for revenge.
Yeah.
But he was still fighting his own people, so it was, it was in between. It was kind of hard. So.
Yeah, I read an article from The Verge, and they were saying that he's the most sympathized villain, like out of Marvel. Like they said that usually a villain's motives are, I just want to take over the world. But he said his whole motive was to not only avenge his father, but to also avenge oppressed Black Americans and Black people all over the world, really. Right. I don't think he was just talking about Black Americans.
Right.
But
it was just the way that he wanted to do it, though.
Yeah.
Because they said if we try to help everybody else, then our country itself would just fall apart. So.
Exactly.
Again, it was some tough decisions.
Actually, I should have disliked Killmonger because he was the villain, but I disliked Daniel Kaluuya's character way more because he was such a traitor. Yeah. The one who, you know what I'm talking about?
He's so easily just like, let me side with Killmonger instead of the king, and then he was even about to fight his girl.
Yeah, Who?
Can't
I
fight your
forgot
baby
what the
mama.
question was.
She said, "Would you really kill me and for Wakanda without question?"
Exactly. Yeah, she was a great character too. The one who played Okoye, but Lupita Nyong'o, the star.
You think so? The star?
Yeah.
She's the one that was already he wanted her to stay, but she was already helping.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, she again, like Letitia, lit up the screen, but really just with her acting, she is impeccable. She knows how to. I feel like they probably don't have to give her a lot of direction because she
Right.
does
It just
exactly
comes natural to her.
Exactly, and she exceeds what they expect. I feel like, you know, I'm only in the audience's chair, but I feel like she can never do wrong. She's just that great. But yeah, you already spoiled Claw dying, but
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, folks. Spoiled that for you guys, but
And that's
Andy Serkis was perfect for Claw. He looks exactly like he does in the comics.
Mhm.
I'm mad that they killed him because he's such a good character.
Oh yeah, he's good.
But when I look back in hindsight, I'm like, no, they did exactly what they could. What else could they have done with this character? They showed his past when he stole from Wakanda.
Yeah. Mhm.
He's not really like Killmonger. He doesn't really have much depth.
Mhm.
So they did perfect with him, and it was, you know, a good death. He's a bad person, and he got shot in the back.
But that's the thing with me though, is like Killmonger and Michael B. Jordan's character, they were together. So I thought both of them, you know, they'll make it throughout the movie. And then when Michael B. Jordan's character killed him, I was like, oh, we got him out the way already.
Yeah.
But then when Michael B. Jordan turned
That was
around,
a twist right there. No one expected
yeah, I'm
that.
like, what is this? So it made it very interesting to continue to watch the movie. So
Yeah, he really didn't care about his girl either. He was like, come any closer and I'll shoot her. And then he was like, sorry, partner.
Yeah.
Like, oh, God, yeah. Yeah, he was bad. Killmonger was bad.
I wouldn't say he was necessarily bad. I guess his motives maybe were a little bit skewed, but
No, his motives were good, but his approach
his
was
approach
bad.
was wrong. I think, and especially at the end when the way Black Panther T'Challa did it was like the good way. Like, hey, let's do this the right way.
Yeah.
But I can't blame him. I mean, he, you know, especially in the beginning in Oakland, you come up and you find your dad dead, which is the story for a lot of kids out there, especially in the Black community. That's a sad fact of life, and they show, and you don't even expect, especially at the beginning, you don't expect him to be his cousin. I think that was a twist. They did that so well. You shouldn't even be surprised.
And not only that, the other dude who was there, that ended up being Forrest Whitaker, like a young Forrest Whitaker. So that was crazy too.
Yeah, I was kind of lost for a second. I was trying to like tie who was the flashback person to the current person, but eventually I did get it together. But yeah, Sterling K. Brown, perfect. Even though he died so early, I was so mad because he's such a good actor. I was like, yay, he's in it, but then he's gone.
Who did
so
he play?
soon. He was the one that he didn't know that old guy was.
He was the brother of the king.
Yes.
In the flashback.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And Killmonger's dad.
Killmonger's dad.
Exactly, right. But then he did come back.
Killmonger's dad.
Yeah.
You watched the movie?
I watched it, but I didn't pick that up. I didn't pick that one up.
Yeah, Sterling.
I missed that one.
Yeah, because remember he came back once Killmonger became the Black Panther.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was
And I
Sterling.
say, especially the details. Like I noticed the Super Nintendo in the flashback. What's the group?
Yeah.
What's that rap group with Flavor Flav? Public Enemy poster. Like the details, like it was so 90s. It's Oakland. You see they're talking about Tim Hardaway. It was so just the details, and then the style. Like when they're doing when he goes under and he sees his dad. Like the color is kind of like made me think of Lion King in a way.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. That is like Lion King.
And one of those scenes was a great conflict scene because he went and talked to his father and he was like, why did you leave the boy back? And he was like, I had to do what I had to do. And I forgot what he said, but you know, they kind of got into it a little.
Yeah.
And that made him, he said he's going to be a different king.
It kind of shows like they're not perfect. Like,
Exactly. And yeah, there was a lot of, I feel like T'Challa is the type of hero that just does what he has to do without killing if he has to. Like, he tries not to kill. And actually, that's what they said about the comics, too, is that he was the type of hero that tried to do everything he could to save the world without killing people. What?
Remember the part he almost killed Claw?
I know.
But then she comes in and, hey, they're watching.
Yeah. so smart. I love her character. But yeah, I feel like he's the hero. He is. Oh man, I haven't watched enough superhero movies to say it, but I feel like he's the best hero. He's like, okay, he had his weaknesses, yes, because he has such a soft core that he would, have bad judgment, but overall, his intentions were always good.
That's another thing too with me. It's like watching the movie and knowing it's Black Panther. Like when he died and he got thrown off the cliff, they had me thinking that it was it. Like it was over for him.
No,
I thought
he's coming back.
I thought Killmonger was just gonna be the Black Panther. I thought that was how the story was gonna be.
Right. That scene.
But when he came back and they had him in the snow, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Did you guys like how whenever Killmonger's on the throne, the shot is inverted?
What do you mean?
Do you guys remember
It's
where
like,
when he was on the throne, the camera shot was upside down?
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And me and my brother were like, oh, we like that because it kind of shows like he's on the throne, but his idea is
it's
backwards. It was
twisted.
like Ryan, he's gonna do big things. He's gonna win some Oscars. I'm telling you.
I like when they had their little committee meeting and the guy with the big
Yeah,
bottom
the-
lip.
yeah.
I was like, what is
Hey,
that?
I'm about to do that. That's stylish,
actually-
bro. That's fire.
That's
Yeah,
appropriating
stylish and all.
culture. But I was gonna say that, yeah, like they really, I watched a couple of African people who were reviewing the movie and they were like, I love to see my culture actually on the big screen because you do not get that a lot. I can't even name a movie except for maybe, no, I can't name a movie. Every time we try to give Black people a movie about Black people and put it on the big screen, it's about slavery. This time we get to see uncolonized, you know what I'm saying? Before, pre-colonized, well actually just uncolonized, African land and their culture never being, stripped or changed, and it's beautiful. But that's all the time we have for today. We'll see you guys next time, and remember, Wakanda forever.